Hey folks, so as you probably know by now, Nintendo recently posted a short video regarding the highly anticipated sequel to Breath of the Wild, announcing that they've moved their release timeframe from the more vague 2022 to spring 2023, which is pretty cool if you ask me, as it's a more solid timeframe than just any time in the year. As I'm sure you also know, this announcement video featured a 7-second clip of teaser footage. I know, very cool. We see the new look Link, very sexy by the way, with our first clear shot of the corrupted and broken Master Sword. This has been one of, if not the biggest talking points regarding all of this footage, and when I asked you lovely folks what you'd like to see me cover regarding the teaser footage, I saw a lot of comments asking for my thoughts on the Master Sword and what happened to it. And after rewatching for so many tiresome hours of analysis and close and spit, I'm just kidding, the footage is like 5 seconds or so long, but I have checked it out enough and have some thoughts to share, including a potentially huge problem that could come with the blade's condition later in the story. So that's exactly what we'll be covering today. Be sure to go and grab yourself a snack or drink and send them in to get featured right here. Be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already, it really helps the channel out, and let's get into this one. So our first look at the blade technically comes in the first shot, but that's more just the hilt of the blade. In the second shot, from the front, which gives us a clear shot of Link, he draws the blade out and we see it in full. Well, other than what's missing. Speaking of which, what the hell happened? As we can see, the blade has taken some significant damage from the tip of the blade, which is currently not even present, that's completely broken off, all the way down to the Triforce engraving. The majority of the sword is taking this hit. If we look back at the last teaser we got, the second trailer for the game, there is a shot in the opening of that trailer showing Link holding the mighty blade whilst it is attacked by Malice. I'd say it's pretty safe to assume that whatever is going on here results in what we see here. To back this up, in the first game, a lot of Malice corrupted objects, including buildings, have an almost burnt black layer beneath the red gloopy Malice. It's almost like an after effect, the burning of the Malice. This black part is what I'd assume is the Malice cutting deep into the blade, these lighter parts being where the Malice got to, but not as deeply cut. And of course some of the blade is still intact. Now unless Ganondorf has some sort of chewing issue and he's been munching on the blade, then I'd say that this is Malice damage. It's pretty much certain if you look at all the trailers. Perhaps the Malice infused attack was controlled or ordered by Ganondorf. I guess that's something we'll find out soon enough, perhaps in a future trailer or the game itself. The only other thing to consider regarding this part is that in the shot where the blade is attacked, we can see Link wearing the champion's tunic. This likely has something to do with the time frame of when this is happening, but I can't really say much more as we simply don't know. But it shouldn't affect the overall video. So if that's how the blade was damaged, then what's the problem with this that I mentioned earlier? Well, that would be the history of the blade. If you didn't know, the blade was forged during the events of Skyward Sword, and at the end, the spirit within the blade, Fi, rests eternally within the blade. Fi says their goodbye at the very end, and that's the last we saw of them. But they aren't the only thing residing within the blade. During that game, Demise, evil itself, was sealed within the blade. Could this corrupting damage open up a potential return for the Demon King, Demise, either in full form or some sort of spiritual being? An open door for his escape, as the blade might not be strong enough anymore to contain him given its condition. The evil Demon King from long ago has been trapped in here alongside Fi ever since that fateful day during the events of Skyward Sword. Up until now, the blade has been kept in a good condition. We've never seen the Master Sword take this significant a hit to the point of it literally being broken. In Breath of the Wild, we saw it take a beating, but it was ultimately only bashed up. That, and Zelda took it to the Korok Forest in the Lost Woods to allow it to recover. What we see here is much worse. When the blade took damage prior to the events of Breath of the Wild, we saw it pulse blue, indicating that the spirit within the blade is still there. Zelda herself even mentions this. We have confirmation right here that Fi is still well and truly present and within the blade. If Fi is, you'd imagine that Demise is also. But here is the difference between them. Fi is bound to the blade and has no desire to break free and wreak havoc. Demise would. The problem that I potentially see us having during the story of this game is that the essence, spirit, or maybe even the full form of Demise being released from the blade of evil's bane. Evil's Bane not existing anymore because of the damage. In the first trailer, we saw this shadow cast on the wall of Ganondorf's location, and some fans see this as similar to Demise, but many also see it as Ganondorf. Personally, I can see a bit of both, so it's not solid enough to use as evidence, but it's cool to know. Now, let's say the problem I'm foreseeing for Link in this adventure actually happens. Demise is in some form free from the blade. How could we fix that situation? Well, there is a lot of speculation that this game will include some form of time travel. To put it briefly, this Link is a past Link of sorts. That's the idea. Possibly the ancient hero from the tapestry, and we're going back in time. Again, just an idea. If true, this could work really well to include a main quest to repair the Master Sword, maybe even with the help of Fi from within the blade, or if we're lucky, whilst extremely unlikely, Fi actually appears to help us. Whether in the past, or present, or some other time frame we don't even know of, this all still applies. Either way, the blade glowing blue appears to be a more important detail in the sequel, and unless some new lore regarding stuff going on with the blade is added, then this is 100% Fi communicating with us. As to what Fi is actually communicating, we don't know yet. I'd really love for it to be helping us in repairing the blade and traversing the past, or whatever / wherever this place is, but it could be something as small as a health gauge for the damaged blade. We simply don't know as of yet. That's the potential problem I can see us having during this adventure. As a player, it's a pretty cool problem to have, but for the hero, my god is this a huge problem. Not only could Demise be free, but Ganondorf is also on the rise. That's twice the problem. To add to the potential problem with the Master Sword's condition, I want to go over some ideas / things that could come from this if what I believe is to be true. I mentioned that Demise's return might not necessarily be in his full form, perhaps a spiritual form or something along those lines. Well, something I've thought about is that say Demise's essence / spirit does break free, that could serve as a returning boss type. The Phantom enemies. In games such as Ocarina of Time and The Wind Waker, we fought against Phantom Ganon. Maybe in the sequel, we could take on a Phantom Demise, maybe made of malice, similar in looks to the Hollows we saw in Age of Calamity. It could all kind of add up. I mean, there's malice, his spirit might be free, Phantom Demise. Another idea I had is if things go differently and Demise is released in full form and we go back in time very suddenly to escape him, going back to fix the blade, then returning and sealing him once again. I haven't really considered where Ganondorf would be during all of that, but that's okay, it's just a little idea I had. To summarise my main points, I believe that the condition of the Master Sword could pose a very big problem for the hero during the events of the sequel. I think that the blade's condition leaves Hyrule at huge risk of Demise returning and setting off to do what he once tried. Currently, in April 2022, we don't know enough to confirm this, and it is mostly speculation. Anything could happen, but it's really fun to discuss what we think now, and then look back on this when the game eventually releases. Only time will tell, and as the game will now be in development for another year, I have no doubts, not that I did anyway, that this game will be something truly special to experience. Hey folks, before wrapping up, just a quick message. Recently, I put out a community post asking for one thing you love about the channel and one thing you dislike. I did this to get some feedback in regards to what I'm doing right and what you enjoy and what could maybe be worked on. I've been reading your replies and taking the compliments with a lot of bloody smiles on my face. Those were really nice to read. But I also took the dislikes / criticisms constructively and will actively work on these points to improve the overall quality of my channel and make the viewing experience better. As this video goes up, I'll either be near the end of moving into my first flat / apartment, or just fully moved in. This move will give me a lot more time and space to dedicate to my videos, so that's something I'm looking forward to. I'll have an update video out sometime in the coming weeks going more into that, but for now, thank you very much for your responses, and if you haven't seen the post or want to maybe add something, please do. I'm still checking it for new replies and every response is highly appreciated. It helps me to be a better creator and make even better videos for you guys. Thank you, and have a nice day, folks. Thanks a ton for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, be sure to drop a like and consider subscribing for more fabulous Zelda content. If you haven't already, be sure to open our Discord server through the link below. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram to keep up to date, and as always, a huge special thank you goes out to all of my supporters across Patreon and YouTube. If you'd like to join them and get yourself a shout out upon joining and your name at the end of every video, then consider supporting. Again, thanks for watching, and until the next time, I've been Hyrule. I've been Hyrule Gamer.